No bound, no bound, no bound, no bound, no boundary, no bound, no bound, no bound, no boundary, no boundary, no boundary, no boundary, no boundaries, no bound, no bound, no bound, no bound, no boundary, no bound, no bound, no boundary, no boundary, no boundary, no boundary, no boundaries,
Well, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Greetings and salutations. What up, folks?
What up? What up?
What's going on?
What up, Juan Fuego?
Man,
Zaid?
Peace, man.
so
Peace.
you gonna
Yeah,
wear your
peace
New
be
York?
among you, my brothers.
So you gonna wear your New York t-shirt since you got 2 out of 3 from my Dodgers, right?
Huh, hey,
Look at
hey,
this. Look at
hey,
this.
hey, hey, hey,
Where you
hey,
live? Where you
hey,
live?
hey,
Where you
hey,
live?
Right.
hey.
Where
Come
you
on, man.
live?
Come
Wow,
on.
that sounds like somebody's really upset. Don't be upset at me.
I'm not upset, but I'm just saying,
I
like
mean, don't be bothered. Don't be bothered. That's not my fault.
man,
It's not my fault that they didn't perform well the last two games. That's not my
ain't
fault.
nobody worried about that. We number one in the NL West. That's all that matters.
Hey.
Talk
How
your
you
stuff,
finish at
Juan.
the end of the season is all that matters.
That's right.
Yeah, that's all that matters. Yeah,
Talk it.
yeah.
Hey, man, it's good to see y'all, man.
Yeah, man. How's everybody? Everybody good?
No complaints.
No
Yeah, none at all.
complaints, huh?
None at all, man. I'm good, man. I'm good.
What
UP?
man, I'm beautiful, man. I mean,
Good.
hey, you know, enjoying life, man. Enjoying life.
Yeah, I feel you. Hey, I just wanted to get this started off on the right note real quick. I just had something to say to the ladies. Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, just waiting on you.
Okay. I'm just telling these women around here, uh, if you married, if you give your man some, he'll do whatever you say. I'm just saying, you got some
Hey,
power in that thing.
listen,
And
let me tell you something.
I just
They
had to
don't
tell
want
my wife that today, and it's okay. I'm gonna put it out there. If we get in that thing,
hey
uh,
man, listen,
I'll do whatever you say. Things
listen,
to
bro.
get done, and
You
not
know,
just get done, but ASAP. You know what I
li-
mean? Ain't no waiting.
we talk all the time, bro, and they don't understand the power that they have. I even
Come
tell
on,
my
man.
daughter, I said, listen, let me tell you something. Do you understand the power that you have? You can make a
Mm.
nigga do anything he wanted. Did you want him to do? And and I mean, it's
No, for real.
you talking real talk right now, bro.
Hey, I just wanted to get that. It was on my chest, and I thought I'd get that out there.
Man,
Yeah.
you talking to the
Yeah.
choir, bro.
So since you brought it up, okay, hold on one second before we get
Please.
started.
Yes, sir.
If you guys are just joining us, welcome. No boundaries. JMO, just our opinion. Um, please make sure that you guys follow us on social media, on IG, Facebook at No Boundaries _ JMO. Shout out to everybody that's tapped in on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook right now. So
Yes, sir.
please make sure that you guys hit that follow button so that every
Yes.
time that we do go live, you guys get notified and you guys can join us and be part of the conversation. All right.
Yeah, and shout out to the people. Shout out to our followers, man. That's watching us on live and everything like that. We appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So Z, let's get to this thing because how did this conversation come up?
Well, listen, it's not even it shouldn't even be a conversation, P. That's the point. It's one of those. If this happens, and I'm not saying that it doesn't happen or whatever, but I'm just expressing the fact of that. If people knew that, like, if you hear a lot of women, oh, my man, my man, my man, yeah. All I'm saying is, if that is happening, and I mean, it could be regularly, semi-regular, whatever. You know, I'm not saying it got to be all the time, but if that is happening, things are getting done. And they are getting done without the extra, oh, did you get to that? No, I'm getting to it. Do you understand what I'm telling you? I'm getting to it. You ain't got to worry about that.
Right. Right.
Listen,
So
let me say this, Pee Wee.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me say this. I'm with you 100%, Zaid, and you already know this, right? But and don't get me wrong, that's not the end all and be all, right?
Yeah.
But you can get so much more.
And what do you mean by that, Juan? You can get
What I
so
mean
much
is,
more.
bro,
Like, are you saying, like, as a woman, you can get more out of your man because of that?
That's
yes,
exactly what he's saying.
yes,
I'm just asking.
yes.
Yeah.
For
And here's
people in
the problem.
back,
Here's
for
the
the people in
problem,
the
right?
back, I'm just
Here's the problem. When you got a good dude, right? And it's not happening as often as he thinks it should happen. And I'm not no everyday dude. If you give it to everyday, okay, wait, whoa. No, so
You stupid.
what's going on, right? But I want to feel wanted just like you want to feel wanted,
Yeah.
right?
Wow. Yeah.
I shouldn't have to come in and be the initiator all the time, right? And I get that you go to work. See, here, and I'll give you my situation. I work from home, right? My wife goes to work every day, so I get it that she got to be in traffic. I get it that she got to be, she comes home in traffic and all that. I get that she, had a hard day and that she's tired and other things that's going on. She's very active with other activities and all. I get all of that. And I'm sympathetic to that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still
You crazy.
a point and fact
Right.
that I want to feel wanted just like you want to feel wanted.
Right. I think that's a one MP is it's one of them things like, you hear these relationship podcasts and things like that, and they always talking about a woman saying what she wants, what she needs, and things like that. And I think that that's one thing that men don't necessarily say all the time is that you want to be wanted, that you want to feel loved. Like I think that in this new world of like, oh, this masculine, oh, you gotta be tough and all this stuff. Like, nah, you have feelings too, bro. And
Exactly.
if you're not expressing that, or you not thinking that that's part of you of being a man, then something is wrong.
Right. I agree 100%.
So here's my question, fellas. You say I want to feel loved, right? I want to feel loved. is for a man, the love is the sexual part, or is
Not
it more to it?
necessarily.
Yeah, not
Not,
necessarily.
not
Yeah.
So
necessarily.
what if it's not the sex part? Then what's the other? What are the other things?
That's a great question.
And
Go ahead.
I
Go
can
ahead.
only speak for myself, right?
Right.
I'm not no. My wife likes to shop. You ain't got to buy me no outfit. You ain't got to. I'm a t-shirt and jeans dude, right? But if you went out shopping and you bring me home a pack of drawers, you was thinking about it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I just want to. I just want to feel like I am appreciated.
Okay.
I have no doubt that she loves me.
Oh, absolutely.
That's not.
Absolutely.
That's not. That's not it. It's
Right.
the little things.
Yeah.
Right. It's the little things. And I don't think that most women understand that it's the little things.
Mm.
I don't know if I sent it to you guys. I sent it to Zaid. This girl was talking about women or whatever, and then she was saying like, you think that you bring your vagina to the table. It's not just the vagina because
Right.
it's a lot of women out there that'll give that vagina up for free. No
Yeah.
expectation.
Yeah.
I have no issue, bro, with going and getting some if I really wanted to. That's not the issue. It's not outside of these four walls ain't what I'm looking for.
Right.
What I want is for what I have here to show me, to express that what I do on a daily basis is appreciated.
You know, that's funny. I think that Pete, like Juan said, it's not a cookie cutter thing, right? So it's always different for each man or whatever.
Right.
But so last Monday, me and Trina celebrated 14 years of marriage. You know what I mean?
Man, congratulations.
And thank you. But with that, there's ups and downs. There's great points. There's low points. Whatever. Juan been married 8, 7, something like that. 29.
October would be 29.
Do you see what I'm saying? So he knows. But that's one thing that I would tell people when they get married is like to understand it's going to be that way. Like somebody said, they were just saying something about they were growing together. And I was like, just think about this, man. Like me and Trina been married together like 16 years, right? So you think I'm changing in that 16 years, bro. And she's changing in that 16 years, but we're doing it together. Like, so that idea is wild. Like, just to think about that 16 years growing with somebody and then trying to do it at the same time. That takes a work. Like I said, it's work. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think that with that, when we talk about the feeling side or what you need, I mean, it's always different. And I think it changes. I think at first, there's for most people, there's the honeymoon stage where everything is like bang, 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 right? Going. And then life starts happening, right? And I say all that to say it's a work, bro. It's a work to learn what she likes. Because I'm not getting it right. I ain't gonna act like I'm getting it right all the time.
No,
you know what I mean?
No.
And it's a work for her to learn me. So people I think that are getting married and things like that, just understand that it ain't gonna be this shit that you, excuse my language, this shit that you see on Instagram. Oh, I love you. Oh, you see the highlights. That's all you see pretty much. They ain't showing you real life like that.
That's what
it was a show.
Media is.
It was a show.
Social media is literally just giving you the clips. But here's
it
my other question I have for you guys.
Okay.
And I hear what you're saying. And I hear the growing part. And you guys continue to grow with one another. Have you guys ever had the conversation with your significant other about your love language? What your love language is and what her love language is. Have you guys ever had that conversation?
I think for me, I don't think I've ever, I think we've kind of talked about it like that, but I know. You know what I mean? and I
But do
know.
you
What
you
know
know, but
what
does
you
she
know what
know?
hers is, or does she know
Right.
what yours is?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, I think at this point, I think we both know. I think well, we better. Shit.
I mean,
Yeah.
and here's the reason why I'm asking the question. It's because Juan said that now this is 29 years in October
Yeah.
that they're going to be married, right? And 29 years of this marriage, he says, if you don't have to go buy me no outfit, this, that, and the other. If you buy
Yeah.
me a t-shirt, you buy me. So his is an act of giving.
Of thoughtfulness. Thoughtfulness.
Thoughtfulness. That's
Right.
giving. Thoughtfulness.
Yeah.
That's his love language. Now,
Yeah.
29 years it is.
Mm.
Does she know that? So
I
that's
think
where that's why I'm asking the question.
okay. So I think that she knows that, right? But I also think that because of my makeup, who I am and how I am, uh, there's a difference, right? Because my wife grew up as an only child, spoiled rotten. I continued that pattern,
Mhm.
right? Uh, so when the rubber meets the road, I'm going to do because that's just what I'm used to,
Yeah.
right? Does that sometimes get taken advantage of? In my mind, yes.
Mm.
Is it intentional?
Right.
Probably not.
Mm.
But
Good. That's
and,
good.
and this is nothing that I haven't told her, right? She
Oh, you
was a
did just
monster
now,
when I
though.
married her.
Well, after she watched this episode, she gonna know.
Right.
No, no, no,
Right.
no. She was a monster when I married her, and I've
Mm.
made that monster even bigger. So
Mm.
it's partly my fault.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I don't expect her to do anything that I know that she can't do.
But see, that's
Right?
that's the I think that's the
I
point
would
right
brought
there, Juan. I think that's the
exactly.
point that Pee Wee is saying. It's like you know this, so for you to think that out of all this time, that's on you.
I know.
You know
I
what I mean? And
know.
I think that that's the part that a lot of people don't get. They want to put it on their spouse. They want to put it on this and that. And it's like, yo, if they haven't shown you this in this amount of time, why are you? It's just the same situation. Like women think that they could change men when they get married. Everything is going to change,
I
and
get
that's
that.
not. Or men do the same thing with women, and it doesn't happen like that.
Here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. And I think that we have I can't really say for certain, but I think we've had the conversation, right? So we did a lot for the kids. We put off a lot, we sacrificed a lot, but the kids is gone now, dog. Right? So I'm saying to myself, okay, let's do XYZ.
Mm.
I know it's going to take time to get to that point to do XYZ, but help me get there. Right?
Okay, give me one example of XYZ.
Look, we're not trying to get in trouble, man.
No. I'll give you a perfect example.
No, so
I'll give you a perfect example. I'll give you a perfect.
Here's where it is because if you're tuning in and you're watching this, I get where you guys are coming from as being married men. I'm the single guy, right? So as a single dude watching this, as a married man watching this, as a woman watching this, I'm just asking the questions off of what you guys are saying that they may ask maybe in the chat or
Gotcha.
you know what I'm saying? So I'm just asking, and I'm not asking like full detail. That's why I just said, just give me one example.
I'll give you a perfect example. I'll give you a perfect example. Me and Zaid are very close, right? He went
thanks,
to.
Juan. I mean, I love to get phone calls and texts from you too, but that's all good.
You stupid.
He went to. He planned. We planned a family trip to Jamaica, right? I planned on going to Jamaica with him, right? She decided she wanted to get a new car. And at the time, she didn't have enough to put down for what she wanted the new car for. So the decision had to be made. Either she get the new car or I go to Jamaica. I got the new car, right? He goes to Jamaica and gets married. So now I've missed out on the marriage.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've told her, I'm not missing out on another trip.
Well,
This is what it is. I'm not missing out on another trip.
You funny, dog.
And I'm not. Yeah, that sticks with me. That sticks
so
with me. But I had to. I mean, but I couldn't. If I weighed Zaid's situation versus this is my wife, bro.
For sure. Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And if this is what she wants, or even if it was my kids, if it was something that had to do with my kids, I would have chose to do whatever that I need to do for my kids to make sure that happened instead of doing the Jamaica trip, right? And that goes even right now.
So right now, you want to start traveling, Juan. That's one of your things. You want to start traveling.
Oh, most definitely.
Ain't no start. Listen, ain't no start. What do you mean start, Pee Wee? He probably ain't even home right now.
I'm home right now. I'll leave Sunday.
My point.
But I mean, those are two different things, right? For work and for vacay, where it's just y'all chilling out, doing no work involved.
Right.
So you want to start traveling?
Yes.
So this is one of your X, Y, and Z's is to travel.
Yes.
So I'm gonna take it that your significant other, your wife, is not the one that's going to put forth the effort to start booking and looking for travel destinations.
No. I'll give you another example.
So hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
So here's my question. What I'm leading up to is the fact that again, you said I'm not going to do something that I know she can't do, or she won't do. So if you know this, start booking or doing like planning these trips ahead of time, so that it gives her enough time to get off work, do whatever, this, that, and the other. And then it won't be, you may not get the excuses. Oh, I can't do this or this, that, and the other. You gave 6 months in advance or a year in advance of like, I'm booking this. Either you on board or I see you when I see you. You know what I feel?
Yeah, that's what it is. If I plan something, like we were talking about earlier in the year, you just came back from Aruba.
Hello.
I was supposed to be with my boys with Aruba, and we had planned to take our significant others with us. She said that, I would go. But it ended up, we canceled that trip, right? So here's the thing. I've told her, if there's somewhere I want to go, I'm going to let you know. If you down, you're down. If you don't want to go, I'm going. And that's where it is.
Yeah.
That's where it is.
I'm with you.
I
do want to play this clip.
But here's the thing, right? If it's somewhere in the States, we pretty much don't have an issue, right? If I plan it out right and tell her, the dates or whatever, she'll do whatever she needs to do to get the time off or whatever, we plan far in advance, right? Her problem is she is uncomfortable with going out of the States. She feels like they won't let her back. And I keep telling her, dog, nobody wants you.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Want you. And then if they do want you, they
gonna send you back.
When you get to acting up, they gonna send your ass back. Don't worry about it.
Now you talking about going outside the state, so out of the country, your passport? Both you guys have passports.
bro. I had to make her update her passport. So yes, she has a up to date passport now because we had a trip planned this January coming up to go on this cruise, but a lot of the people that we were going on the cruise with kind of fell out. So I was like, I ain't gonna waste my money for that. I can keep it for something else that we got going on, right? So yeah. But she had planned the time out and everything. She was gonna go. So that was a win, right?
Right.
So now I got some other things in the works that
Okay.
I like
All
it.
right. All right. I know we're on the conversation of relationship and significant others. So I do want to play this clip and get your guys' thoughts.
Lewis Smedes wrote an article called The Power of Promising. In it, he was talking about his marriage promise, and he said, my wife has been married to 5 men. Every one of them has been made. And he says the one thing, the thread that kept all 5 of them together is my promise. My promise is I will be there for you, I will be faithful to you. He's trying to get across the fact that you change, your spouse changes. It reminds me a little bit of Stanley Hauerwas, who says you always marry the wrong person, which means even if you think you're marrying the right person, marriage is such a big deal that once you actually get together, you start to change each other. The basis of your marriage can't be the feeling, and the basis of your marriage can't even be we're just kindred spirits, because your spirits will go in and out of being kindred. The thing that keeps it is the promise. I made a promise. I've made an appointment with you in the future to be your husband every year. I think you're absolutely right. It's a covenant.
Yo, that's a good one, Pete. And I think it goes back to, like Juan was saying, it's the love. You know what I mean? It's that part of knowing that you love this person. I make jokes all the time, and people make jokes all the time. You're not gonna like that person all the time. You're not gonna like them every day. There's gonna be those times, but that love keeps you there. And then it goes back to, like I'm saying, learning each other. 14 years of marriage and 16 years being together. There are changes, bro.
Right.
So you talk about 5 different people. Look, every time it's changing. Like right now, as far as religion and spirituality, I'm changing. Like she got to adjust to that. You know what I mean? Or she has to try to understand where I'm at this point in my life. So I think that's very accurate. I think that for most part, if you're a religious person and a spiritual person, I mean, he kind of dabbled into that as far as the covenant and commitment. But yeah, I mean, what keeps you staying is the love. I think that's the reality of it, of why you got married and things like that. Every day is not going to be sweet. And it goes back to you're changing, she's changing, if not monthly, yearly, whatever. But what keeps you there? And like he said, is his promise, is his commitment to his family. So yeah.
I think the nexus of it all is communication. If you can't communicate and express what you're feeling, where you are at the moment, things are going to happen, right? Life happens to everybody. We all have had kids to have come into our relationships. So when you first get married, for the most part, there's no kids involved. For some, there are, right? And I would think that if there were kids involved in the beginning, there was some kind of structure in that. For us, we didn't have kids involved from the beginning. When the kids came, they were the priority. We raised the kids. Now the kids are gone. Both of my kids are out of the house. It took us some months to understand and get back to just us. We didn't go out. I mean, not even to dinner, and then it was almost like we were lost. Like, what do we do now? Our lives were so involved with our kids and their activities and making sure that they did what they did, right? And you're going through that right now, Zahid, right? And really just the beginning, because Charlie really isn't hasn't gotten involved in things, right? At one point, I had 2 kids involved with different things that I was running all over this city, all over this country. Dude, I've traveled a lot with brother with this basketball stuff, right? And it took a toll. There was a lot of weekends I wasn't home. And now that they're gone, and I'm sitting here every weekend, and we look at each other like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna eat? I mean, it's a debate of what we're going to eat.
All right, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's communication, right? It's over there. So here's what I want, right? Here's what I'm looking for. Here's what I need from you. And I got to express that. And she needs to express that to me as well, right? So that I get an understanding and know. Every day when she comes on, how was work today? I'll listen. I'll try and, there was a situation that happened last week with one of her workers, and when it comes to young people, and really the young people and the elderly, I have a soft spot, right? So I got really invested into a situation that she was dealing with at work, right? So we texted back and forth, right? There's no issue or problem with our communication. We can talk about anything. We can go to a party, bro, where somebody invited us to. We sit in the corner and then we laugh. We just went Saturday night to one of her coworkers turned 30. We sitting in the corner and just chuckling and laughing with each other. But we've always been able to do that, right? It's the little things. It's the little things, nothing big. I can complain or talk to Zaid or talk to whomever about my concerns or my issues or what I'm frustrated about in my marriage, but Zaid can't come back to me and talk about her. I can't go. Zaid can express his feelings or whatever that's going on with, but I can't talk negative about Trina to him.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely not.
That's his wife, right? Like, bro, this is the decision that I made.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So at all costs, no matter how frustrated I am, no matter what's going on at the particular moment, nobody outside of these 4 walls, you ain't gonna disrespect her. You're not gonna talk down to me about her. Well, why you don't? Hey, bro, check it out. Now I got a whole different attitude, right? Because that's my wife, bro. This is who I chose to be with. This is my life partner.
Right.
I know who she is. I know what she is. My thing is, I got to get her to understand, here's what I need right now. It's not the same as what it was 10 years ago.
Right. That's that changing part. Yeah.
Right.
So Juan, how do you, as in October, it'll be 29 years. How do you do that? How do you, just on the statement of, Zaid saying, we're evolving, we're constantly changing, right? So how do you, because these conversations have happened over the years. So now how do you address it now?
It's just conversation, right? And really getting, listen, here, I need you to hear me. I need you to really hear me versus what you have in your mind about me right now, or what you think that I am or have evolved to, or where I am, or in your mind where you think I am. That's not where I am right now.
And see, but I think that goes one. That's kind of like what I said earlier. It's like we have these thoughts of what our partner needs and what where they are, and it's like sometimes that's not. So I think like Pee Wee, to me, to answer that, I can't answer the 29 years. I ain't there yet, but it's that check in. It's that checking in, like for real. That checking in, like how are you? what's
Because
going on, and I do that often with Trina. You know, we do that with each other. It's like, how are you? Like, what's going on? Like, and it's like I said, our lives are busy, but you
yes,
gotta take that time to pause and really get into that, because if you don't, like, just like anything, things will fester and they'll build and they'll build and they'll build, and by the time you have that discussion, it's not even a discussion anymore. It's an argument. It's a fight.
and like you
And
said,
I
Zach,
think that
right?
that's where it's like you said about the communication goes.
And like you said, right? I also have to be open because where my
Mhm.
mind is of what I think that she is and
Right.
where I think
Yeah.
she may not be in that same place,
Right.
right?
Right. Go both
But
ways. Go both ways.
but maybe she's not expressing it,
Mm, that's
right?
fair.
So we got to.
Yeah.
That's where that communication comes in.
Yeah.
Is there an issue?
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
always said,
Yeah.
uh, if I ever find out that she cheated on me, I'm gonna have a real problem. Did you tell me what I was doing wrong and let me correct it,
Yeah. Wow.
right?
Wow.
If
Right.
you told me what I was doing wrong and I didn't correct it, I can't hold you accountable.
You know what, Juan? When you say that, you know what I hear, P? I hear we got to, man, and it's tough. We got to be honest with each other, Doc.
Yeah,
Like, you got to be able to tell me. I got to, just like I'm gonna express how I feel, I got to be able to listen and take it
that's it.
and be cool with whatever it is. You know, it's like one of them things, like somebody could call you a name, talk crazy about you, and it's like whatever. But if Pee Wee called me a name, I'm taking it to heart, because like he know me.
Right,
You know what I mean? It's like the people closest to you hurt you the most, pretty much, right?
right,
So it's
right,
like, this is your wife. They know what could cut you deep.
right,
You know what I
right,
mean? Like
right,
just one word, or
right,
you know,
right,
like,
right,
and it's like, hold on. And
right.
I'm in a different mood, but it works both ways. But if we're going to be able to do that, we got to be able to accept it as well and make those changes
Exactly.
accordingly. Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, Z, I know that's one of the hardest things, and not just in relationships. Because
Mhm.
I'm gonna just piggyback off what you're saying.
Yeah.
Not just relationship, just in life in general. That's one of
Yes.
the hardest things. Is because outside of your wife, your friends, they may come to you and they may talk to you about something,
Yeah.
right? And you know, you don't ever want, and this is, I guess, this is one of the things that we try to teach our kids now, right? To be open enough to come to us, to let us know what's going
Mhm.
on and make them feel
Right.
comfortable. Because if we
Right.
don't make them feel comfortable, they hold it in, then we really
Right.
don't know what the heck is going on.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I
That's
think
good.
it's the same exact way, but it is hard because now you're dealing with different people's personalities. Not
Right.
everybody is okay to be open
Mhm.
and expressive of what their true feelings are. You know what I
And
mean?
see, that's and see, with that, we talk about learning each other and knowing each other. You got to know when is the right time to bring those things up. You know what I mean? And most times, people bring up uh, things that they have, you know, or grievances or things like that at the wrong time.
Right. And you know, that's so funny. Just the other day, I don't know if you guys seen it. It was the movie Creed, the last one, the latest one. Have you guys
Creed
seen
3.
it?
I
No, I
haven't seen
haven't
it.
seen it. I haven't seen it.
Okay. There's an episode or a scene, not an episode. There's a scene that's in there that obviously he's sitting downstairs at his bar having a drink. And at this moment in time, you know he's not in the mood. This is
Mm,
not the time. He's not in the mood.
yeah.
And he just got into it with one of his boys. And she comes downstairs and she's like, you know, I called you. You didn't answer the phone. I'm just making sure you was okay. And he turns and looks at her and he got a shiner.
Mm,
And she goes, what's wrong? What happened? I don't want to talk about it. She pushes the issue. She
mm,
pushes the issue.
yeah.
When clearly, right then and there, you should have known,
Yeah.
leave it alone.
Right.
Let
Right.
him bring it down because right now he's not in that mood. She
Yeah.
pushes the fact, pushes the issue. He finally explodes. And then when he explodes, their daughter is standing behind them. She turns to him as like, you need to get your stuff together. And then grabs the baby and walks off. And it's like, yo, we wouldn't have never been in this situation.
Right. Yeah.
If you would have read the room.
Right. And so I guess we could say that timing is everything.
Yeah.
Like literally, like if there's some issues that you have.
Let me ask you a question. You're in that same situation, right?
Yeah.
And Trina comes in and says, well, what's the problem? And you tell her, this is not the time. Will she push the issue?
Trina won't.
Right. And I think that's the difference. You have to know the person that you're
For
with.
sure. Definitely. Yeah.
Kim wouldn't push the issue.
Yeah. Trina for sure. Because
You're not going to push the issue.
Yeah.
Will she address it later or somewhere down the line? Or she's going to address it?
See, now that's the other part, because Trina, I would have to get it out. You know what I mean? Like you're saying, knowing the timing, knowing when to say. It's like yes, because that's when you talk about people, you talk about different personalities. Right. You talk about different personalities, different upbringings, different every. Like those are the things that you have to, accommodate for. Not accommodate for, but like look at. When you're dealing with these things aren't like when people try to make these situations so easy. Oh, I would just do this and that's it. And it's like, no, dude, like it's just not that easy, bro.
It's not easy at all. And that's why I was saying, like, when you're dealing with the different personalities, like one person in the relationship can be very open and forthcoming, right?
Yeah.
The other person is open and forthcoming, but it takes them time. They're trying to process it on how to say it. You have to give them time and enough space to express it. Now, a lot of folks don't have the patience. It's kind of like, look, if we sit down, we talk, like, come on, spill it. Let's go. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Most are not like that. It may take a week that you're going through this situation. Is because it takes time for them to process it, express it, and then tell it to you and stuff like that. But again, of knowing your significant other. Because if you don't know your significant other, then you run into situations where the relationship starts to get real toxic, because now you guys are constantly arguing and bickering at one another and going at one another. It's because now you really you're not taking the time to learn one another.
Right. And I think that's the part of when Juan goes back to communication. It's you learning that person, you know what I mean? Like you constantly learning, honestly, it's no different than just life, learning daily and going through things. It's the same thing in marriage. And I think that, and I can't attest to this because I haven't been in that area or even close to it, but when those relationships fail, maybe that's a huge part of it, that at some point somebody is not willing to learn the other. You know what I mean? And I'm a big advocate of not speaking on something that I ain't never went through, so I'm gonna leave it alone. But I would think that is a huge part of it, of somebody not willing to accept where a person is at this point or not understanding it, and then like you saying, it kind of festers, and then it's that separation.
Hey, I got one more clip. I got actually two more clips for you guys.
Let's go.
Last one I'm gonna hold because I know what you brought up in the beginning, Z.
Yeah.
You and Juan is gonna love the last clip.
Okay.
But let's get into this one.
Healthy relationships be boring as sometimes. Like when you really start to find like I'm saying this as fresh in the 30s. I got a new appreciation for boring, my. Right. I got a whole new appreciation for not just being able to sit the down with me and mine and not have nothing, ain't on fire, don't nobody need me to leave the house, I'm good. So while you young, it seemed like you want exciting every day, but I'm a caution you, because thing too, like the caution, when you always looking for excitement from your relationship, you gonna start expecting the person across from you to perform for your entertainment, you feel me? And that's not nobody's job, bruh.
Yes, it is. A tap dance.
Like if y'all want to add new layers to y'all relationship because the old shit ain't working, you need to figure out ways to become a new person. You know what I'm saying? Do some new in your own life so your partner got some new shit to learn, and let them do some new in their own life so you got some shit to learn. But actual excitement, bro, that ain't their job to provide that for you.
Yeah, I like that, brother, man. Those come up on my feed a lot, and when he speaks, it's a little different than most of the other, especially the women. Sometimes I'll be like, oh God, but when he speaks, it's good, and that's the facts, bro. Like that's facts. That phase of excitement and everything, and there's always gonna be those times of excitement, but that phase of like always wanted, bro. That is not. That ain't real, dog.
And that kind of hits home for me, right? Because my early 20s, I was going out like at least 4 times a week, right? And yeah, and then when then it came to a point where,
damn.
Damn.
So then, look, there came a point. There was a real quick switch, right? I didn't want to do anything but be over Kim house. I was just always over there. So then when I decided, I told him, I called my boys one day. I was like, man, I'm fixing to ask her to marry me. Dude, they was hot. Are you sure that's what you want to do? Bro, I don't want to do that no more. This is what I want to do. This is who I want to be with. Right? And they was mad at me. Like, and they were like, are you making the right decision?
You breaking up the ship.
Yeah, right. You breaking up the crew.
That's where I was at that point. I didn't want to do the same things anymore. I didn't want to go out and it just wasn't. It wasn't my feel.
Hey, the power of the
we met. Yeah, man. I mean, but when you find that one and there's nothing else that matters.
Juan, I say this all the time, and it's like, and it is just for me. I think that people say how you know. For me, it's just when it's just easy, bro.
Right.
Like I say this often, and I said it to a lot of people. Like when she called, I was answering, dude.
Right.
There was no, I'll get back to her. I'm gonna hit her back. No.
Right.
I'm responding. You understand what I'm telling you? I'm answering the phone.
Right.
You know, it wasn't no, I'll get back after I finish this thing. No. I'm gonna hit you. Hey, even if it was, I'm gonna hit you back.
Right.
So,
It was
so
that.
let
You
me
know what
ask
I mean?
you
I'm
this,
doing.
Z,
Yeah.
because our first interaction, when me and Zaid first met, you and Trina had already started to date.
Yeah.
Right. So let me back it up a little bit off of what you are saying.
Mhm.
What was it that when you first met Trina,
Mhm.
or you first had these feelings for Trina,
Mhm.
what was it that made you, what was it in her that made that switch? That you were like, no, I'm answering the phone. Right. Juan, I'm gonna ask you the same question about Kim.
Yeah. I think for me it was because we went to high school together, but we didn't date, right? So when I got out the military and I was working with our cousin Didi at a real estate company, like me and Trina met, like reconnected on MySpace, and it was just a simple like hit her on the I think I commented on something she said or something crazy. But it was like, yeah, MySpace, bro. And but for me it was the conversation. Like we started talking and it just was like nonstop.
Through MySpace.
Through MySpace. So it was the DMs, then it was get the number, and then it was just that. And it was like I had never experienced that feeling of really wanting to be with somebody all the time. Or wanting to talk to them, or just wanting to make sure she was okay. Just all those little things that sound real corny and cliche. Like that was it. Like I had to talk to her every day, bro. Like there was like I need that. You know what I mean? And it was so effortless, bro. Like I think, but at that point, going back to and it was a lot of me, I would say. I'm gonna tell you why, because in the military, I was doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think at that point, I was like, I think I was in a place where it was just like, no, I want a relationship. You know what I mean? So I had already made that thing of like, okay, maybe let's see where this could go, like for real, before it was even a thing. You know what I mean? Before we were even a thing, I was like, no, let me see what this could really work out to be. And that was it, P.
Okay. I mean,
Yep.
and the reason why I asked, and I'm gonna let you go too, Juan, but the reason why I'm asking the question is because I know the conversation comes up a lot when people ask, what was
Yeah.
it in that person
Yeah.
that made you want to change? Because this
Yeah.
person made you change.
For
I, I,
sure.
don't, I don't know if I
Yeah.
want to use the word made, but you chose to change
For
your
sure.
your ways for
Yeah.
this person.
Yeah.
And so in that, like I know people ask that question why. So go ahead,
Yeah.
Juan.
So mine is totally different, right? So Kim and I grew up in the church together. Kim is 8 months older than me, and the story is that while my mother was pregnant with me, her mother rubbed my mother's stomach and said that I was going to be her husband.
I ain't never heard that, homie.
Yeah, you didn't know? Okay, so
No.
at about 12 years old or whatever, I'm calling the house trying to talk to her or whatever, trying to and she would always get on the phone. I'm working on my notebook for school. I can't talk. Bam, hang up. Right. But I always pursued. Always pursued. Now I was a nigga.
Player.
I was
Listen.
I was
Hey,
out there.
hey, my hero.
Right. I was out there. I had a condition in the back of my head where I had a whole bunch of bumps in the back, and I was real conscious about it. And I had almost got to the point where I wouldn't even go out in public because I was so conscious about it, right? But she never judged me. When my parents broke up and we moved to Compton in an apartment, the finest girl in my high school, I was talking to her. When she found out I lived in an apartment in Compton, she stopped talking to me. And I didn't realize until years later that, damn, she stopped talking to me because I was living in an apartment. She got a house and all that, right? Kim never looked at any of that, right? And then as we grew older in my early 20s, I dogged her. I dogged Kim out bad. I dogged her out. But she never wavered. She never wavered. She always was there. We could always talk about anything at any time, right? I had a bug at the time. So you remember the bug?
I remember the bug.
Kim bought me my pullout for my bug with certain things. She had credit, dog. Like, I mean, big time. We weren't even together, right? And she did this for me, right? So when I got about 23, 24, I said to myself, what else am I looking for? I'm sitting up, I'm checking out these other girls and all that. They into who knows what. Kim was our pastor's daughter at our church. I knew who she had dated, who she had been with, or whatever the case may be, right? Bro, this is who is for me. She cared about me. None of my past mattered. And I'll never forget, I asked her one time after we were married. This was a few years after we were married. I said, why did you choose me? Why was I doing? Why did you say yes to me? She said, because I knew you would take care of me. I knew that you were secure. I knew that she said, I didn't worry about if I was going to be okay. That was never a worry in my mind.
That's very interesting, Juan, because I know as that is a hot topic for women.
Yeah.
And kind of going back to Z on, when you listen to social media and stuff like that, that's a hot topic of being taken care of, having that,
Security. Yeah.
yeah, that security.
Well, for me, right, I had to make a conscious decision to be different from everything that I've seen. I come from a broken home. I come from a home that had domestic violence. I come from the men in my life that I knew that were older than me that uh, performed domestic violence. That's a very soft spot for me. I do not believe that a man should put his hands on a woman for any reason
Absolutely.
at all. If a woman hits you, I think that you should have the fortitude enough to get away from her, right? I've taught my daughter, you don't put your hands on a man, because when you put your hands on a man, that means you want to get treated like a man.
Mhm.
I've told my sisters, I got 2 sisters. I've told both of their husbands before they got married, if you ever feel like you got to put your hands on them, call me. Wherever I am, I'll come get them. And I've told them, now if you go back
Right.
after
Yeah.
you put your hands on
Yeah.
them, I'm done,
Yeah. Facts.
right? We had a situation with my aunt. She got into it with her dude. Saeed and them called me. I get there, bro.
Oh man, you ain't got to tell the whole story, dog. You ain't got to do this.
Then what
You
you
ain't got
call
to
me?
do this, man. You ain't got.
Yeah.
That's a
Why?
sore.
Why over here spilling all the beans?
He tell out everything.
Yeah.
When I met the dude that she with now, I said, hey man, just don't put your hands on her. That's all. I just don't. That's a sore subject with me, bro. That's a sore subject with me.
I'm with you,
I
Ron.
told Kim, if I ever feel like I got to put my hands on, we don't belong together at all. I think we've had one argument in front of the kids, and I told her that I'll never do it again because I come from that. I've seen it, and I don't want my kids to have to go through what I went through. Right? So, and for people who have never dealt with that or been through that, and I feel sorry, bro, for people, especially women who have seen that and can't get that out of them, that they expect that that's what their lives are
normal.
supposed to
That's what
be.
it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a sad situation, bro. It's a sad situation.
It is very sad. One, I know someone that is in that field of work that
Mhm.
deal with um, domestic abuse
Mm.
on a regular basis, and I know some stories, and it's very sad, man,
I
and
was about to say it
especially
got to
when
be
you
tough.
put,
It got to be tough on that person
oh
too to hear
man,
these
one,
things. You know what I mean?
come on,
Like
man.
that's crazy.
But
Yeah.
but Z1, it's not even hearing it. It's actually
Mm.
seeing it. It's actually going to the hospital and
Mm.
seeing what's happened and got to
Bless
fill
him,
out the report. Like they're
bless
like
him, man.
hands on. So
Bless him.
yeah, it is very hard.
You,
And
you
it
know
is
what's
very
you
sad.
know what's even sad? What's even sadder about all of that, right? You get a woman who has been beaten by somebody, and let's say they get away from it, right? Do you know the next relationship they go in, they expect that that's what is supposed to happen to them?
Mm.
Like they're not. Here's my thing, right? I tell girls all the time, or women all the time. You want the glamour and the glitz that come with the dope dealer, but you don't want the ass whooping that come with it,
Mm. Mm.
right?
Mm.
That's why dudes like us get the short end of the stick. Yeah, you want all the money that they provide you. You want all of the gifts and all of that you get.
Mm.
You deal with a dude like me who ain't gonna put his hands on you.
Mm.
I don't
It's not
get a chance.
exciting though. That ain't exciting though.
Yeah.
And it's just like the other side of it, like you saying that part, but even the other part now they saying, oh well, if you deal with a man that has this, and this, you got to deal with his cheating. You know what I mean? He could have another woman. It's like, come on, bro. But I'll tell you this though, one back to the domestic abuse. This is one of the reasons why I know people have different views of this, but I don't whoop the girls or don't put my hands on my girls because I don't want them to, in my mind, have a complex or think that, well, my dad whooped me and he said he loved me. Like, so, equating a man doing that to you and saying, well, he said he loved me and my dad did it. So that's my issues. I know everybody got their own thing. And again,
but
that's
not
on
only
you,
that,
but yeah.
right? So think about it, right? So, and there's a way to deal with girls than it is to deal with boys, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You can really talk sternly to a girl and she'll
I was just
yeah,
about to say
yeah,
that.
definitely.
talking sternly to a boy and it's like,
Definitely.
you still don't get it. I'm gonna have to whoop your ass, right?
Oh yeah, I was getting whooped.
Because look, you
Yeah.
start whooping the girl's ass, right? Then she gets married.
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm saying. That's my point.
Right. So now, how can she come to you and
Right.
say, here's what's happening to me?
Because what can I say? Oh, I'm gonna go get him
Bro.
when I was doing it. Yeah. Facts.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
and people
No,
say
I got you.
it's not a double, it's not really a double standard, but there's a difference of how you have to deal with
For
boys
sure.
than you deal with girls.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
It's totally different because whether you realize it or not, and I think I've told you before, me and Pee Wee probably have had the conversation too. You are the standard of what your girls are looking for.
For sure.
My daughter is fixing to be 29 years. She fixing to be 28 years old. And I tell her all the time, I said, Jalen, you need to find a dude that pray for me. But her problem
she said, pray for me.
Yeah, she said, pray for me hard. Listen, her problem is
Hard.
she's looking for somebody like me.
Right. Yeah.
I wasn't always like this though.
But I think it's a good thing though. But I understand what you're
It's a
saying
good
right now.
thing,
Yeah.
But
sure.
but I wasn't always like this. I had to get to this point.
Right. Yeah.
You have to find
That's
somebody
good.
who genuinely cares about you, and you guys got to grow to this.
What
I
we talking
wasn't
about?
always like this. though.
Learning. That's it.
I wasn't always
You know,
like this.
I'm gonna piggyback off of you, Juan, and then I'm gonna close out. But it's funny that you said it. I'm the same. From before, there was a lot of toxic stuff, and I thought that was how it was supposed to be. I thought that was the way it was supposed to be.
Wow.
But I learned that really that's not the way it's supposed to be. So
Wow.
when you look at me in my 20s and my 30s, I'm not that same person now.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Like we're not gonna argue. We can have our disagreements, but we ain't gonna sit up here and be arguing and yelling and hanging up the phone and not talking to one another, and all that other stuff. I get it. Everybody needs their space, but I'm gonna give you your space. But your space ain't gonna be 3, 4, 5 a week, 2 weeks. We ain't doing that.
Come on.
We ain't not doing that. I give you your space. Maybe you need to bring it down. I give you your space again.
Right.
But you ain't gonna have a whole week, a whole month
Yeah,
where you
yeah,
need
yeah.
space. Then if you need
No.
space, then I'm not that person for you. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I get what you're saying, Juan. I get what you're saying, and I'm with you.
Definitely.
I think we all in agreement is we all evolving, and as we evolve, we make sure that we pick our significant other that match our growth, we match their growth,
Wow.
and we continue to grow together.
That's good stuff, man.
And as Juan, you got 29 years. Z, you working towards that and plus more. You know what I'm
Come on,
saying?
man.
So,
man.
but I'm gonna go back to the beginning of the show. Z, what did you say in the beginning of the show?
Then women got the power.
Women got the power. As long as she makes sure that I get it, I'm gonna get stuff done.
Hello.
Okay? This young lady We got to save this young lady. We got to put her in a bubble.
Oh man.
We got to save this young lady because I think she understands exactly what you and Juan are talking about.
You've got to give it up, ladies. I please my man in every way. All the ways. Wake him up. He gets to nut. Before he leaves out the door, he's leaving empty nuts. At work, I am calling him like, come outside, it's your lunch break. It's time for you to get your nut off. When he gets home, he's getting fed. He is getting another nut and one before bed, or two if he's lucky. That's it. That's a secret. I make sure that my man nuts at least 6 or 7 times a day. You've got to give it up, ladies. I please my man in
Damn.
I'm about to say, I'm gonna need some ginseng. You know what I'm saying? Remember the ginseng? I need some ginseng, man. God, dog.
Hey, you guys asked for it.
Listen,
Yeah.
what'd you say? What'd you say?
Hey,
Be
back
protected
down
at all
there.
costs. Protect her at all costs.
Put a bubble around her.
Hey, no, I know that's extreme, but I
Yeah.
get her point. And
Right.
and I'm gonna say that no lie. And I say it because I believe it. But there's not a day that I'm not gonna tell my wife that I love her and that she is beautiful, that she fine as hell, that she do it for me. That when you listen, that look, every time she walk by, she gonna get touched. You know what I'm talking about? Because I'm not gonna let some random nigga at 7-Eleven tell us some shit she ain't never heard. You know what I'm talking about? We can leave on that. Good night.
Wait a minute though, Zay, because remember that we had the little event over at your house, and I asked you, I said, is there somebody out there that's looking at my wife?
Facts. Facts. Yes. 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 Yes.
She finding somebody.
For
And
sure.
if you don't tell her,
Come on
or
now.
if you don't let her know
Come on now.
that she's still fine to you,
Come on now.
what is that little inkling
Come on now.
gonna do
All
for
it
her?
take.
You know what I mean?
All it take. All it take.
Hey, man. But here's what I want to say. That same little inkling that you giving her,
Hmm.
we need it too.
Mm.
You the man.
Mm.
You ain't got to tell me I'm fine.
Mm.
You ain't got to. You the man.
Come on now.
I feel
Come on
you.
now.
I see what you're doing, dog.
Mm. Come on now. Come on now. Talk to preach,
That's all.
preacher.
That's all. Let me know that my efforts,
Come
because
on
bro,
now.
I break it down and what I do.
Goes a long way, bro. It goes a long way.
Listen. When we first got married, we had some other friends that got married at the same time, had kids around the same time, whatever. And they used to call and complain, you know, he ain't doing this. And I said, hey, would you rather be in her situation than what I do?
Uh-oh.
When I came home from work, I bathed my kids. I put them to bed,
Mm.
Facts.
right?
Come on now.
Her friends, they was doing all of that. They was cooking, cleaning, doing the kids and all. The dude came home, watch TV, and go to bed. I said, you want the same thing?
Mm. Come on now. Talk to me. Hey, but real quick though, that lady says 6 times a day. Hello.
Hey,
Hey, but look here.
I don't know if I got 6, bro. At 53.
Now, Juan, look here. You asked for it. She giving it to you.
Come
You
on
got-
now.
It's a give and take. You got
Oh,
it.
I'll take it. I'll take it, right? But
What she's saying, she giving you 5 to 6. So she expecting that, which means from the conversation that we just had on this episode,
Uh-oh.
you gotta put in your 5 and 6.
hold on. Pee-wee, let me ask you a question. How old is she?
She
Hey,
look like
Juan.
she probably, yeah, it don't
Hey,
matter.
Juan,
How old is she? No, it matters.
Juan, you
I
gonna have to get you some of that Viagra.
hey, that's what I'm
I
about
don't
to
need to
say.
get nothing. Listen, I ain't looking for 5 or 6 a day. I ain't looking for every. I won't even say every other day. Every 2 days, come by and see me.
You good
and
with
I'm
that?
solid.
Come by and see me.
I'm solid, nigga. Every day.
See me. You
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
The-
And 50.
the Eddie, I
Hey,
know
listen
that
here.
every day is
Hey,
extreme.
listen here. I'm a
Everybody,
vibrant
we need a
42
break.
year old. You know what I'm saying? Help me.
What you say?
Hello.
What you say,
I'm a
Zane?
vibrant. I said I'm a vibrant 42 year old. Talk to me.
Yeah, all right. All
But
right. Keep living.
All right.
look,
Keep living.
but at the end of the day, you're gonna need a break. Can't nobody
fact.
go
Yeah,
every day
that's a
like
lot,
that.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah,
You
that's
do
a lot.
need a break. But
Yeah.
you know, ladies and gents, if you guys enjoyed the show, please give us a follow.
Yes, please do.
Tap in on the comments too. You know, let us know
Please,
your thoughts.
please,
If you
please.
have questions about this this topic and you want to chime in, let us know. We all available.
Yes,
We're
man.
on YouTube. We're on Twitch, Facebook. No boundaries _JMO. Tap in, man. We appreciate you guys.
Hey, one last
Um,
thing.
yeah,
One last thing. Can I get invited to y'all crib? Cause like it look y'all at
I
like
know. I
y'all
was
at the
gonna
same
say so.
spot. Like, can I get an invite?
I was gonna say it earlier, but y'all was talking. I'd be like, me and Juan must be at the same house.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. We're gonna hook you up for next week. All right.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. All right, y'all. You guys have
Yes,
a good
sir.
night.
Y'all too,
We will
man.
see
Love
you
y'all
guys
brothers,
back
man.
next Monday,
Appreciate
man.
you, Paul.
All right. Peace
Yes,
out.
sir.
Peace out.